parliament not to make policies, but to address family needs, to address key needs that concern them. Otherwise, if we're in parliament for policy making, we would not have the UPDF Act passed. Because we all know the UPDF is a tribunal. For example, the mandate of trying civilians in Uganda or trying anyone in Uganda primarily lies with the civil courts. But because someone feels he carries an interest, he wakes up in the morning and says, no, this is the interest I carry. And what happens? The MPs are blinded to reason negative and they pass a bill, which may in turn affect him plus his voters. That is the funny part of it. So if we have policymakers who understand what this country is all about, then I am sure that we are going to address these things. Because it's now you're talking about our constituency. But these things are almost in every part of Uganda. It is true the government has put the water coverage at a 70-something, 80%. But there's still a gap that some of these people are still too poor. They can't access this water into their houses. They can't access this water into their compounds. In other areas, they are selling. Now you are selling in the village water. How will I be able to access it if I can't even raise 1,000 for supper? So we need to look at some of these things because they are very vital, but it calls for someone who understands society and someone who knows the fair benefit of policy making. Even at universities, you find our girls, our boys. At schools, water disappears. And you find them disturbed. Others go and pick water as fast because it's affecting everyone. You find kids waking up in the morning first go and collect water. By the time he goes back to class, the kid is very tired.
Yeah, actually, Honorable, I would like to put in some statistic to add on to that. Say Uganda's clean water access statistics reveal a significant challenge. The national access rate is only 18.68% of the population. In other words, the majority of Ugandans don't have access to clean water. And the increase has been very gradual since 2021. So the population without clean water is over 38 million. And this is 81% of the population. They lack access to safe water. While 19.2 million, they don't have clean water close to home. Even those who have, it is at a distance, not nearby. And rural versus urban access, the issue disproportionately affects rural areas where population spends over 30 minutes walking to collect water, which is impacting work and school attendance. And this also is impacting on poor health. Because without access to clean water, the population will not be healthy at all. So how are we going to really help
Hello?
to tackle this? Are we together?
Your network is breaking. Yeah, now I can get you.
Yes. So what I was just trying to say, the majority of Ugandans don't have access to clean water. Even those who have access, it's probably very far at a distance. And indeed, I've been saying something. Recently, myself, I went to national water offices. I was seeking for a connection. And I was told the water is not there. In their reservoirs, they don't have enough water, so they have halted. They have halted the fresh new connections. So how are we going to address this?
Oh, thank you so much. Now, anyway, you've been breaking. At one point I could hear you, at one point I couldn't listen to you. But as far as we are concerned, the water in Uganda is quite expensive. 2, having this connected in your house is basically a challenge. The last statement I had from you is like, you went and they told you, yes, even though they cannot because it's not there. Understand? So that basically means that perhaps in the reserve or in the water circulation, we don't have that is sufficient. And this is very alarming. If I was an MP and I have issues with my people concerning water, I'll take it on and try to find out that what is the problem, that even those who are trying to access it cannot have it. And if it is a key problem, can we address to Parliament?
Okay, thank you. I think for the interest of time, I'll first keep you on hold at that point, and we allow in Honorable Joshua to join in.
Like the word goes, is life. Sorry?
I was saying for the interest of time, I first want to keep you on hold at that point, and we allow the other guest, Honorable Chom, to come in.
You're breaking.
Oh, sorry. Can you get me well now?
Yes,
Yeah, now I can get you.
Yeah, we can allow Honorable Joshua to come in from that point. Then afterwards, we shall come back to you so that we can manage our time well.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator tonight. This is Ochom Joshua back again on the issues of upgrading water and sanitation infrastructure to ensure equitable access to clean water and proper waste management at the local level. I would prefer to implement the following. With all my support together with districts, NGOs, and private agencies and other stakeholders, I will encourage my constituency members to 1. Develop new water sources, such as new wells. I will encourage at least every LOC to make sure that there is a well or a borehole and water treatment plants to ensure a sufficient and reliable supply of clean water, especially in areas with limited access. We should upgrade existing water sources. Yeah, at least this I've ever done it in several places, especially in Mukuju. Improve the condition of existing water, such as wells. The wells should be at least built and put a pipe that can have the water outlet and make harvesting it easier. The boreholes and water treatment plants to enhance their efficiency and reliability. Yeah, actually, when you talk about boreholes, I'm sure even newer areas or in your villages, I've tried to maintain and repair some few boreholes. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ugandans, we should harvest rainwater during the rain season. Let's encourage our people in the communities. Let's have community-based rainwater harvesting. Yes, we can do that. We can go in that direction to supplement traditional water sources. Here let's go for at least solutions that can solve issues in the communities. We can talk about water treatment. We can invest in a decentralized water treatment system, such as water filters or chlorination to ensure water safety, such that at least we can reduce the risk of apple taking dirty water and making them ill. We should support national and district water supply networks initiatives by expanding and improving water supply networks to reach more households and communities. Brothers and sisters, fellow senior citizens, I suggest that we should build a new sanitation infrastructure. We should encourage the community and the local leadership to construct new latrines, toilets. Now, I'm talking about actually sanitation infrastructure. We should encourage our community and local leadership to construct new latrines, toilets, and bathing areas to improve sanitation and hygiene conditions within the communities, especially like in our centers. In most cases, most of our local centers have no toilets. I even wonder where do these people go, especially in these small trading centers in our villages. You find people have constructed houses, which is very good, but they forget to construct toilets. Let's wake up our leaders, please. Let's not go around with life. Let's try. Let it be a responsibility to the people in their villages, communities that, please, a center cannot exist without a toilet. Let's do this together. Let's upgrade the existing facilities if they are there. If they are there, let's just upgrade or try to repair and do renovation. Upgrade if it is a latrine and it was so traditional, we can upgrade it to a better, decent one, so that it can serve our people and we ensure their proper functioning and hygiene standards. Can promote composition and biogas digesters for household waste and create community-based waste management systems. Education and awareness approach. Let's do the awareness approach to the public through campaigns, educate the communities about water safety, sanitation, and sustainable waste management practices. Ideally, I believe if we follow my ideology and my approach, we could build a better community with good hygiene. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this opportunity to discuss with you matters of serious concern. And I kindly request you to let me submit. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Joshua. Honorable Jango, Emmanuel, I remember he kept you on hold at some point. You had not yet told us more about the sanitation. You know, when you are discussing water access, or when you're discussing sanitation, it goes hand in hand, both the water and the other side of the toilets. And I'm seeing a very interesting statistic here, which says 37.3 million people in Uganda don't have decent toilets of their own, with nearly a tenth of the population practicing open defecation. How can we address that, Honorable Emmanuel?
Thank you. I have basically heard about, you see, you've been breaking, but I've heard about people not having toilets.
Yes, yes.
And most of them actually practicing the weird act of open help. So I think that is the question, isn't it?
Yes, yes, that is it.
Yes. So as far as we are concerned, it's quite alarming that in Uganda today, we still have a group of people who still believe or still practice open defecation. However, to me, it goes back into enforcement. As a constituency, through our local leaders, we can have a policy that is a bylaw that can be drafted to make sure that these people can be compelled to have latrines. We can't keep having people use the bushes. It is very risky. So I believe that through sensitization and having these bylaws, because before you have a bylaw, first sensitize the people. Are you going to enforce something to an ignorant person who doesn't know what's happening? So we need to have this law, the sensitization. After having the sensitization, then we can proceed to have these bylaws. That look here, gentlemen, we actually even educated you that this edification of open is not permitted. Why do you do it? Why can't you have a toilet? Because to me, I feel maybe it's just being stubborn. It's just being stubborn. Then two, sometimes we also don't need to blame our people. Because at one point, they are at the economic wall, that they have nothing. You can't even afford to deploy someone to dig a pit latrine. Yeah? I mean, to dig a pit for the pit latrine to be constructed. It becomes a challenge. So even as we blame some of these people, we first have to think if we have helped them economically. So in that manner, I would actually see that we have a fund, what we call a district fund, where those who don't have toilets, we can help construct toilets for them. We help them, they have toilets. I'm even seeing some of these public areas that like the trading centers, the towns. Some of them don't have these facilities. Understand? And where they have it, it's basically charged for a fee. Why do you charge someone for answering a call of nature? I think we should let some of these things be free of charge under the management of the district. Those who are working there under the payment of the district, so that we save that littering of toxic material from our open environment. So I've told you one, we need to have the district fund. It is very key, because if we have a district fund, then in our own area, we shall be in position to have that, to make sure that people have latrines, pit latrines. In public areas, we need to have these toilets whereby people can use them at free will without any payment. Then the third one to make sure that we are able to sensitize and also have the bylaws enforced on those who are naturally stubborn. The district of Mukuju, I think if Mukuju district are the constituency of Tororo North constituency, I am sure that we can become a key study on how open defecation has been defeated, than merely having it at that. We can become a key study because we have gotten a fund that is running to make sure that people can have latrines, and that could be adopted by the government. As a member of parliament, I will actually raise up and say, please, in my area, we adopted this, and it's working very.
Oh, sorry, Honorable, are you still there?
To have a fund to build their
Honorable, are you still there?
In their respective districts. So I think that is very key, and we can't have open. Really, it's surprising that in the modern era we have people doing that type of business, which is open defecation. It's really bad, very bad. I think I've answered your question.
Oh, yes, you've answered.
Mr. Moderator.
You've answered. Thank you.
David?
Are you getting me?
Yes, David?
Yes, you've answered well. Thank you very much.
I think a moderator has got some network challenge, and the host too, but the audience has listened too, and we have really listened. Now you've articulated all the points that we deserve to listen. I've seen David is back. David, please, I was just trying to keep over the flow, to keep flowing.
All right. Thank you. Am I audible now? Can you get me? Hello? 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 Can someone get me?
Honorable Onyango Emerson.
Yes, listening.
Okay, thank you so much. As we are waiting for our moderator to come, and
Via network, they are on and off.
Yeah, it's on and off network challenge. Hope you're getting me.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
I really appreciate you for all these initiatives that you always bring on table, awareness and creating sensitization to the ground. It is something that is very important. When you talk about power, we don't really need to embark and rely only on this power that is hydro, basically from River Nile. We have other alternatives. That is reacting to the first point that people were raising. Honorable, let me tell you, if you go to the villages right now, you'll find that people have embraced solar. Almost everybody at least has a small solar. That is a very big milestone. What do we need to improve on? We need to now make sure that these people who have now solar system, they can use solar system to do other things that can bring in a sustainable economic development and growth. Then on part B, looking at water. Honorable, where you come from, I guess you have that challenge of water. I know you come from Apokori.
Very true, very true.
And sometimes, the government alone cannot do a lot. And the community has also left everything to whom it may concern. And that is why we have very many boreholes that should have been functioning and are not functioning as per now. It's a very big shame on us, because nothing sincerely we have done to improve on them. Though, basically, time for politicking like this, that is when boreholes are being repaired. Let's make sure that we engage and involve the community so that we revive back the former water system of the wells. That one can really save us. Open defecation, we are not in Karamoja, please. People should stop defecating openly. It is in Karamoja that education is allowed and is not blamable. But for us, we are in a society that is a bit modern. Let's try to make sure that really these local leaders and leaders on top of the hierarchy move, creating sensitization and awareness, and making sure that these centers we have toilets, just like you said. And I just didn't have ways of giving a hand clap, but I know you appreciate and receive it right now. So we need to make sure that these centers at least have public toilets. The one of Maraboro, I'm telling you, Honorable, that one stopped functioning. And it's so awesome that we even have the mayor. And Maraboro is so much vibrant when it comes to marketing. That is on Thursdays. And the toilet is really in awesome situation. We need to do something. And otherwise, I really appreciate you always for being with us and sharing with us the idea that we really deserve to take. I remain Ilukol Francis, counterpart and son of the soil. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. I love your submission. with an exception. Let me maybe put it something right that open discussion itself is not permissible anywhere, even when some societies do carry it out. Perhaps you gave an example of Karamoja. It is condemnable. It's not acceptable. Actually, the government is trying as much as possible to sensitize them on that vice. But being Karamoja, that's why you see it's continuous. However, it's not permissible. When we also come into, we also look at our water. Honestly speaking, I always love buying the president's wise talk when he says the MP's role. Why would the MP carry the voters on his head? He's not a government. He's not a government. You cannot sustain those people when you're an MP. You cannot give them the boreholes because you're not an MP. I mean, you're not a government. However, once you work with the government, you are able to have these things available for the people. Because if the challenge is a budget, our main role is legislation. Can't we legislate that an MP can be given a budget for some of these small things, like boreholes? These are things you can legislate. That, okay, let an MP be given a budget of about 2 billion or 1 billion every financial year to make sure that his place is sustained with these small things. Because honestly, this is an era. I don't expect Ugandans to be drinking water like cows. Even that, those wells, once they are there, we shall be drinking water like cows. We need a safe water source. And a safe water source is that is well protected, well developed, and fit for human purpose. And that's why I'm saying that we can do this. It's not hard. We only need to go back and legislate. Whatever you're going through today is legislation. If PDM is being taken against your own will, the beneficiary, it goes back to legislation. Because you accept these MPs and their Kakuni gangs to deal and handle your money against your will, and you don't get it. But an MP has a right to use the Parker committee and say, please, can you come and account for this amount of money? He has a right. Using the Parker committee, the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. That is its role, foresight. These things can be tabled. And we shall expose those who are stealing us. When we talk about corruption, it still goes back to legislation. When we are demanding that the corrupt should be hanged, your MPs feared and they said, what if I'm the one called to be corrupt? I will be hanged. So they gave us that you should go to prison, refund the money, or go to prison. But that is not the answer to a country like Uganda, where corruption has entered the blood system. To deal with it, we need stringent laws. The corrupt should be hanged. They should be given a life sentence. That someone knows, if I steal money, I am going to be given a life sentence. But the challenge comes in that when time comes to make laws, they fear that their brothers, their mothers, their fathers, their sisters They themselves, their friends, will become victims. And that's why you see they are just romancing the provision of the laws. Eh? They're just romancing the provision. They just say, please make it like, but we know what should be done. So once we said MPs who know the real answer to the problems affecting this country, then I am sure me and you will start benefiting the fruits of being a true Ugandan. For now, we are not true Ugandans because we are going through a lot. The economy is the wallet is so empty. You can't afford to bring water in your compound. People can't afford to build toilets. We can't afford to have power because the wallet is highly affected.
Yeah, thank you very
But
much.
should we have? Okay, thank you.
I hope I'm clear now.
Yes, you're very clear.
You'll forgive me, my network, I don't know what is happening today. Now, I wanted at this point we give an opportunity to the audience to ask their questions, then you can respond to their questions. Yes, Madam Miria.
Thank you so much. Called Miria. I'm from Mukuju. Thank you so much, Honorable, for your presentation. Unfortunately, Honorable Choma has gone off. I think my question really was going to him because he's the one who brought up about the issue of rainy water harvesting. He was saying we encourage people to harvest the rainwater. But as he is aware, we have those factories, the Hima and Simba cement around there, which release really those dangerous greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, whereby if we harvest this rainwater, there is a lot of side effects when we use the water. So I don't know how you and him or how any of you can do what? How any of you can elaborate on how safe the rainwater, how can you assure us that that rainwater will really be safe for the human consumption in our society, since you're encouraging us to encourage people to embrace rainwater harvesting as source of water in the community. Thank you.
Baby, thank you so much. Honorable Onyango Emerson, allow me answer this on behalf of Honorable Chom Joshua. I'm also here acting as a representative. I hope the host and the moderator will give me permission.
Yeah, you're permitted.
Thank you so much. Miria, first of all, we accept and appreciate your question that has come on the table. And when you listen critically on the point that Honorable Ochom was giving about harvesting water or reserving water, perhaps preserving, and when he brought in the idea of rainwater, it did not particularly mean for drinking. We need to harvest water for other domestic purposes. And now when you talk about industries, the two industries that we only have, only the two, what about the modern world that everywhere is covered up with industries, but they harvest this water, not because they'll drink, but because they'll use it for other purposes. On top of that, he clearly articulated on water preservation and how to treat it. He said we can use the chlorine. Yeah, you can preserve and use the chlorine. You treat that water so that it can become really safe. And also where you store. There is you harvesting the rainwater and you leave it in an open place. Of course, definitely you're attracting bad things there. Preserve it, store it well, so that you can use it for other better purposes. Thank you so much. I think Honorable Emerson will also come up with his own idea, but I represent Honorable Ochom Joshua for now.
Okay, straight away, Honorable Emerson, you can pick up
Yes.
from that point.
Thank you. Thank you, Miria. I love your articulation with the modern world vis-a-vis what we consume. Yeah, it's very true. Actually, when you follow up with the research, most of the things we consume in the modern day are actually responsible for our bad health. You realize people having colon cancer, throat cancer, and different cancer types. When you come to realize is how you live your lifestyle, what you consume. And you're right to have that kind of reasoning, because if we have these industries emitting all these fumes, all these materials, and then we also have the rain falling, I'm very convinced that the contamination level would be so high that it will only take an industrial distillation for us to have something pure for consumption. And that's why I want to come in and say, yes, my brother Honorable was giving a point of view as part of a solution. But I realize this is something in the modern era. It's like when you tell someone, please help yourself with the leaves after visiting the other side. Yet we have other avenues of sorting ourselves. I don't believe that individual collection of water is a solution to some of the things. For those who are ancient things that would make sense. By then, not equally safe. So to me, I still feel that we need to provide, to improvise, to make sure that we have the modern day lifestyle of safety. Boreholes, these taps, but make them accessible to our people. I don't want a world that is imbalanced. A world that is imbalanced is as good as a criminal who breaks through your door in the night. As far as they're imbalanced, when they affect us. When someone gets sick of Ebola or cholera, it equally affects you, the rich man in your house. But the person who has got it may be a poor person because he can't access some of these services. So I feel the primary submission of subsidized water access to these poor people in their compounds, we need to help them. It is not hard. If we come out with such a project, it can help. If we come up with a project of 3 boreholes per village, it can help. It can help a lot, and we can become a case study. So, to me, I still believe those customary, I mean, the modern customary water sources are very key.
Thank you.
Recently, we have a report of Lake Victoria turning green, and it was same way that feeds the whole of East Africa, including all of us, with water. So we've got worried. We said, now, how can we address some of these things? We can't have Lake Victoria go green. That means it's highly contaminated. So that's why I'm telling you that some of these things, the modern life, has equally affected our customary survival.
Yes, thank you.
So we need to adapt, but let us not adapt individually or with a few people. Let us adapt together, including these poor people we leave behind. Let them join the board of those who have adapted and benefit from some of these developments. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other question from the audience? Yes, please. I can see someone has unmuted. Please go ahead with your question.
Moderator, can you get me?
Yeah, I can get you.
Okay. Mine is simple. Water preservation is concerned. National Water and Sewerage Corporation is the one that was responsible, or that is responsible, for the supply and maintenance of water in both urban and rural areas. But here comes the situations whereby we find that most taps that have been extended majorly to rural areas barely see water in them. And perhaps if they see water, water is not constant. A question goes to Honorable Emerson in a brief. What criteria must the people in these rural areas follow so that they can have consistency in the supply of water in these so-called taps that have been extended?
Yes, thank you. One, what I have come to realize is that the flow of water in the main supply area for a respective district or a respective gazetted supply area is that this water in most cases has low volume. And the low volume comes as a result of limited water in their reservoirs. That brings me into something of a discussion that we need to have a policy change. Can't we have a policy change instead of having National Water and Sewerage Corporation? Can't we have other bodies of water? We are discussing. We are discussing ideas. We are discussing ways forward. And such ideas are ideas that we need to bring out. That instead of us having a National Water and Sewerage Corporation as a monopoly of water supply, can't we have another body? Because you all know the effect of monopoly is a poor service delivery. Instead of our villagers getting value for their money, instead, the taps are just a monument of good life, but not for value. Like you've said, water comes and disappears, comes and disappears. At one point, even takes 3 days. So what value of money do you get from paying National Sewerage Corporation to supply you with water, constant water, and it disappears for about 2, 3, 4 days? Or it comes at a slow pace. This is basically scientific, because once the water is limited in an area, trust me, it is going to come at a low pace, or it will even be disappearing. They make it disappear for other people to get. Now they start giving in shift. Put in this line of Akadoi, put in the other line of Merikit, put the other line of Mukuju. They start giving it in shifts. And that's why we are saying we have seen these things happen. But as we have seen them happen, we need to make sure that they can be an upgrade in what we are going to run around with today.
Thank you.
Yes, we can't keep living like that. We need something new. And it has been long that National Water and Sewerage Corporation has been in charge of water. But we are realizing, I think it's overwhelmed. If we can get another body, a proposed body, but all this comes legislation policies, policy making. The policies we make will impact on the quality of water we shall be taking. So if you propose that, no, look here, National Water and Sewerage Corporation, please, we need other more 3 bodies that can compete with National Water Supply Corporation, trust me, you will get what is of quality.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Do we have any other questions from the audience? Yes, I think someone's saying something. Yes, please, I'm getting you. You can go ahead with your question to Honorable.
Yeah, you're not good enough. Anyway, I think we have done ourselves a disservice to talk about the energy part of it and not talk about the oil and gas, because oil and gas is one of the biggest contributors in the energy sector. So by us discussing all the energy sources and leaving out oil and gas, I think it was a disservice. Anyway, I have a question to Honorable Emerson. I think a few months ago, the government came in particular Uganda National Oil Company, and took up the responsibility of importing petroleum products into Uganda. And they promised us how the importation is going to run smooth and product is going to be available at all times. But as I speak right now, we have scarcity of petroleum products as I speak right now. People are, I think you can notice on your pump prices where you go, you notice the price of petroleum products are going high, and that is particularly because the government has failed. UNOC has failed on the importation, and they came out to tell us there will be a constant supply of the products. So I don't know what the issue is. Could you please elaborate more on that? Because oil and gas is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, contributors of the energy in Uganda here. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that expertise. I call it an expertise. Enoch, I'm happy to hear from you. I was not aware that you're also online. I know you are a very good oil expert, oil and gas expert, so I'm happy to hear you. Well, you see, the oil industry in Uganda here is a growing one, especially of recent when we discovered our oil. Before discovering that oil, we are running business normally. Actually, petrol, diesel, and other things were actually very much affordable. And we equally accept that there's a problem. But the problem comes to the mafias. I want to answer this in an articulate way. You asked an expert question. I am giving you an expert, real business on the ground behind your back or behind your eyes. The mafias are interested in some of these things. Because, for example, you have Mukuju, our captain, is actually having a company that ships in oil in Uganda. And that company is his. So once you have such people shifting oil into Uganda, that basically means at one point they determine what price do we buy or what price do we take in, because we all drive. Sometimes I look at it and it's coming to 5,000, almost close to 6,000. I say, what's this? Eh? We promised people better things, but instead things are getting out of hand. So I want to agree with you that there is a problem somewhere in the oil and gas sector, and this problem, the only solution to some of those challenges is you need to lodge you people in this business lodge a formal complaint, I am very sure the government will listen to you. Lodge a formal complaint. The government will sit down, will appreciate your formal complaint, because it's merely a mafia thing. It's merely a mafia thing. A group of people sit around and say, let's pick this amount of money very fast. But indeed, these prices were supposed to be available. I mean, affordable than what it is today. So you people organize yourself. You have your organizations. You have your organizations. Use that mandate when you feel you're not happy. When you feel you're disturbed, kindly file it. Logical, like any Uganda who feels discontented, he will basically wake up and file a complaint and say, look, this is unfair. What we agreed upon was this and this and this. You promised us this and this and this. We no longer can't access this. And I am very sure your matter will be addressed. Perhaps you'll even help some of us from accessing cheap petroleum or cheap diesel, So kindly, that's the advice I would give. I know you're an expert. I know some of this you can do it through your channels. Please. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable. Yeah, indeed, this topic is very wide, and we would take the whole session only discussing about energy. Though we have not exhausted everything, but still, if anyone has anything to add on or any question.
David?
Yes, please.
You're not clear?
Oh, are you getting me? Hello? It's quite a challenge. I think next time.
Network challenges again.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the topic of oil and gas, many people don't know it, but at least I've had the class of oil and gas, and I've enjoyed that moment of time. I know very many people are not aware of how these things run. However, oil and gas in Tororo, we are not getting so much into it. Most of us are so much into electricity, water as energy. However, policy, like I said, policy is key. Policy is key. The Ministry of Oil and the Ministry of Energy needs to address some of these things, because some of the policies they are making, each time you have a sole provider, a sole subscriber, then you'll always have an issue. You'll always have an issue, because it may not be so perfect. Now, like Umeme, we have been Umeme, one now it is now to UEDCL. But you are seeing what we are going through. And that's why we are saying some of these things should be challenged, so that we can have people get some of the best services they deserve. I don't think petrol, diesel in Uganda would be as expensive as this. Thank you.
I don't know if you can hear me now. Hello? Yes, Miria, you're saying something?
Yes, Wilfred, do you have anything to say? I think our moderator has the network issue.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are really very sorry. I think there have been a bit of serious network issues. Most of our listeners discuss and actually fail to join in. That is the feedback we are getting. But however, we promise to improve on this issue next time. We're going to sit down and see how best we can do it. Thank you so much, Honorable Emerson, for the deliberations. There are quite a number of people who were on the call, and I really wanted them to to submit, but unfortunately, I think due to network issues, they went on off and they can't join back. There was Honorable Kibangi Moses was on call. He went off. We had Kaso Amos Etiang was on call. He went off. I had my sister Scovia Nyayuk. She has technical knowledge in this area we are discussing, but she's telling me she's unable to rejoin the call. So we're really sorry. And I think our host also has issues with his connection. However, whoever is on the call, anyone who is on the call and is able to submit, you have the opportunity either ask a question, make a submission, because Honorable Emerson is online and he's ready to answer you. Thank you. I don't know whether our moderator is on. David?
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I think we can just invite any other discussant who has any question or a comment, a supplement, because our moderator is unable to speak to us. Miriam, do you have anything to say?
Maybe to Honorable Onyango. Like where our home is in Koi, Mukuju, that's from the primary school as you're sloping to Kajarao. But that place has kind of some issue with power. Totally, there's no power there. I don't know what the issue is, why there's no power there. But also for water, okay, at our home, we managed to drill that well, that, I don't know, that deep well. Then we managed to pump, we use solar to pump the water into the tank, then it supplies to the house around. But I think also to solve some problem of water, if there's a way people, okay, like maybe the government or any other organization or any other body can introduce that to most places, it can also help to reduce the issue of water. Because particularly in our home, we used to really suffer. There was only one well down there whereby you have to go and fetch water. And really, if you have like a party or you have people at home, it's really hard to get that, like it is really tiresome fetching water. Though recently some girl came also in that area and constructed for the grandma a borehole. That's how Koi Zone got a borehole. But it's not even from the government or from, it's just some well-wisher who constructed for the grandmother a borehole around that place. So there's only one water source that is supplying the whole, but it's a big place from that boundary of Kajarao and Atiri up to the primary school up there. The whole of that area had no borehole. Again, I think they constructed another one around the church, but down the other side, there's no any government project, anything like really helping people. So I don't know whether the area has no good leaders or the area has no, I don't know, the representatives or people who talk for the community, really. Because I remember it was in 2023 that they came up with the issue of constructing a borehole. They searched for water in the whole area. The only place where they got water, it was near someone's pit latrine, and they couldn't really drill a borehole in the pit latrine, near the pit latrine. So I think the issue of water, it's really so crucial in that area. Thank you so much.
Yes, Miria, thank you. When you look at our constituency, indeed water is a challenge. Those who are able to have this water through the borehole, through the taps, and through other means are actually lucky. The places I moved into, Gogomit, they're also crying of water. Around there's a place called No Change. They're also crying of water. So I want to take it back to the leaders. The local government, LC5, the councillors, district, sub-county, parish level, carry a very big mandate into trying to make sure that we can have some of these sources of water. But if they equally go quiet, if they equally ignore and basically dwell into politics, you see, people leave serious issues and dwell into non-serious issues. I was asking a friend of mine that, but why did you parliament dwell into the UPDF Act? Yet Ugandans have serious issues. So we, in most cases, we leave out serious issues. People need water. That's a serious issue. People are poor. That's the serious issue. But the moment we sit down and fold our hands and look at who's coming in next, who's, we leave out, and you see, how was he dressed? We are leaving out serious issues. So I think, Miria, the whole problem goes into leadership. Tororo County, North, the new Mukuju district, is having issues. And leaders have not been at the forefront of some of these things. They have been basically enjoying themselves in Kampala. Now elections come, you see them driving. They are soon going to move on cows to just sell themselves so that people can, this is a good man. But they have failed to deliver. So not until we realize the values of leaders, that this is a leader who can bring in change. This is a leader who can transform society, because transformation of society is very key. I am not a good leader if my people are poor. I am not a good leader if they can't afford water. The president will not come to Tororo County North or to a village called Apokora and he says, no, put water there. It starts from with the leader. That is something from the lower level. It should only be discussed at the district level. When an MP brings it out to the parliament level, it means it has failed to be addressed at the district level. Honorable Chom just talked about we also sit as MPs to deliberate on budgets. If Toro was large, by then when it was still one, why couldn't we get a special budget? Now that we have separated, we can still do our own things and make sure that we have a budget that is going to help us. However, I'll only caution you that we still have a long way to go because I have seen districts being given, but they have gone through a lot of challenges.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm advising that even when we are to go to parliament, let us choose leaders who matter. Today we are speaking, but tomorrow you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. People are doing a lot of their funny things. Some of the MPs who are coming promise a lot of things. When they are there today, what have they done? If you ask them, they will tell you, we brought you hose. And I've always asked that you people, you think, oh, hose are something very important. People have gone to school. Who's going to hold a hoe? Those who have gone to school, can you hold hose? You can speak English. Can you hold hose? Give us goats we rear in our homes. Why can't you give us goats about 100, 200 goats? So, Media, thank you for that identification. We are also discussing while identifying where the.
Yeah, that's true.
But Honorable Onyango, you have powers. You can also talk for the people of Tororo. At least you have some small power compared to some of us. You at least you're somewhere there. So at least you can be our voice also if the MPs are not doing if they're not representing us well. At least you have powers and you have ideas. You know the problem we have ideas but we don't have the power. So at least you can use your power you have in your position you have at least to talk for us down this way.
Thank you, Miriam.
And also call the other stakeholders of the district to make sure that they can resolve your power, and also see why don't we have some of those water sources operational.
All right, thank you, gentlemen and lady. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Thank you, Honorable Onyango. And I'm so glad to be in this with people with such good ideas. You know, this is what most of us, or what most of the youth are really missing. You know, we make a lot of noise the other side, but when it comes to discussing such developmental issues, people don't want to engage themselves. And these are the things which can really help us more than making noise. Who is who abusing each other? Those ones don't help in the development of the Toro County or the now new district. So for me, I'm so glad to always follow this, and I really encourage, and instead of making a lot of noise the other side, come and listen to ideas.
Yeah, indeed, I'm very glad that you have been following us from the beginning. Though some of us have been having network challenges from the beginning up to this point, but I'm glad you people have kept the conversation going, and we have already gone beyond our time. At this juncture, I would like to call upon our host.
David, for me, I'm not getting you. Is it me alone?
Is anyone getting me?
I'm not getting David.
I'm getting him.
I'm talking alone.
We are remaining with less than 10 minutes to the close of the show. And I would like to call upon the host to guide us. Then probably we see how we can summarize.
Hello. Can you get me now?
We are really very sorry. Our moderator really faced serious network challenges. Confirm you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable. You've really articulated this issue very well, and thank you. You've shown the depth of knowledge you have in the area. And we believe with this kind of heart and knowledge and expertise, our community will really become a better community. A small submission from me. I moved to several areas, particularly currently or recently. I do reside in Mbale area, Bugisu sub-region, and what I've witnessed when it comes to the area we are discussing tonight, I have seen a lot has been done as far as water and sanitation is concerned. And the majority or most of the projects are actually not done by the politicians per se, or leaders, or opinion leaders, or those in power, or those who have influence, but majority are done by well-wishers, sponsors, donors, and among others. My appeal to all of us that whenever we get opportunity, wherever we move, we really need to ensure we also try to bring something back home. I'm also trying to engage some of them to see how best they can also give me the offer such that I can take back to my community in Tororo. However, it's not a bit easy, but I'm still lobbying with some of them in my own capacity. And I believe through the continuous engagement, I will be able to at least achieve something. What I want to encourage members here, the lady who submitted I don't have her name here, but I want to encourage you that please,
Hello.
As you're out there, whatever little you can do for your community, please, if you have an opportunity, if you have somebody, if you have a group, an organization that are offering services in the area where you are, you can try to convince them, surely, to also extend that services to our community, to our people in Tororo, and particularly Tororo North. We shouldn't only wait for politicians. We shouldn't only wait for leaders. We shouldn't wait for government. But if we have opportunity, if we have to do it, if we can afford, please, I encourage us. Let us have that heart. Let us have that will. Let us do it for our community, and surely we will uplift our community, and the Tororo North will be great. So I would like to thank all members. I know we have less than 5 to 4 minutes to the end of the session tonight, but like I said, we really faced serious network issues, and I think there was limitation on this call. Majority could not join, and those who left could not rejoin. So I'm going to get in touch with the program organizer to see how best we can really handle this, and next time we really have a majority of the listeners and discussants on call successfully. Thank you so much. Unless our moderator is able to come back on call, if not, I would request Honorable Emerson to give us his concluding remarks, and maybe the program director to guide us on what next on the agenda. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, my brother. Uganda is a big country, and being a big country, it means you being identified is quite a challenge. Our voices can only be heard through the representations that we send right from the lower level to the topmost level. So if we cannot send voices that can speak, if we cannot send voices that can articulate, if we cannot send voices that can bring back the answers to what we want, then we are wasting a lot of time. The NRM government has a lot of projects, but they keep running the neighboring districts. There are very many in the neighboring districts. They have not come to us. Why? The structure that we claim is a structure of the NRM is a dull one or is a sleeping one. So we need to have an MP from the NRM. That one who will bring back to you. Even these water sources we are complaining, even these roads we are complaining, it's merely because we have a poor striker who has failed to hit the ball into the goal post inside the net. Otherwise, if he was a good striker, my brothers and sisters, the time the constituency today has taken, it would be a glittering one. What about if we have these companies engaged in helping us have our water sources? They can equally help us. But all of that comes from a leader. If the leader looks like a joker, no one will listen to him. These companies can do the social corporate responsibilities, give back to the community, and make sure that we are able to achieve something productive. Boreholes are possible. Very, very much possible. Our hospital there that now, because now we have a health center, but it can be turned to a hospital. Not until we realize that, we are still wasting a lot of time. And you see, the government will not speak to you if you don't have a spokesperson of Tororo North constituency, the Mukuju one. You will waste a lot of time. You will complain. You will do what? We shall not get anything productive. Let us choose people who matter than choosing people who don't matter.
Honorable,
Otherwise,
I request you summarize.
Thank you so much, and I wish you a good night. Be blessed.
Amen. Thank you. Our program director, please come on call and brief us on what. If in case our moderator is able to talk, please kindly.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm so sorry about this network problem. In fact, we have had a lot of issues from the beginning. Constantly, I'm talking, sometimes thinking you are hearing me, and until I hear somebody complain that they're not hearing. But despite the challenges, I'm so glad for this show we have had tonight. And this discussion on energy and utilities infrastructure, I believe it has shed light on the critical issues surrounding reliable and sustainable energy supply, as well as the equitable access to clean water and proper waste management. Our guests have shared valuable insights and innovative ideas on how to address these challenges. Though we have not had enough time, I believe we have gained a deeper understanding of the complexities involved. And as we conclude this discussion today, it's clear that ensuring a reliable and sustainable energy supply, as well as upgrading our water and sanitation infrastructure, will require our collective ideas and approach that will involve government, private sector, the community, and some NGOs of goodwill. We hope that the ideas and perspectives shared tonight will inspire further conversation. I don't think the ideas will end only in tonight's show. I believe we have learned a lot, including myself. I've picked a lot, and I want to thank Madame Miria also for those ideas and information she has given us. I believe we can build a blog from that point. I want to thank everyone who has been part of the show. I want to thank especially our guests. Thank you, Mr. Honorable Nyango Emerson. In fact, I've been following all the previous discussions. They have always been very vibrant, and we want to see that in all our leaders so that they continue guiding us, and as they share some of these things, we who are following from behind, we are learning a lot from that. So I want to thank you so much for that. And thank you, the host, Bwana Wilfred, for chipping in whenever network was disturbing. And I also want to say thank you to the program director for coming up with this initiative. And I believe we shall get bigger from this point. The gentleman who was giving us information about we had omitted some things in the energy sector that's concerning gas and oil. Thank you so much for bringing in those ideas. I believe we didn't have enough time, and only energy sector is a very wide sector that would have consumed the entire discussion tonight. But I believe some other time we shall be able to continue with this discussion. Thank you very much. And at this juncture, may I call upon the program director to say something, then we can close.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, moderator. Thank you, host tonight. Above all, I would like to extend my appreciation to the guests who were able to turn up. Honorable Onyango, thank you so much for sparing your time to speak to us. It is always not easy, but it's because of love for our communities. That's why I believe we have always endeavored to sacrifice time for us. Miriam, Enoch, and the rest in their absentia, I extend my appreciation. Members, I don't have much to say, but I am so delighted that much as the network has not been favorable enough to us, the discussion tonight has been successful. And I would like to inform you that our next program is called In Focus, that we shall hold next week on Monday. And that one, the communication will be made to you. They will get to know the guest or the guests for that day. Thank you so much. I would like to wish you all a good night. May God bless you.
Good night. God bless you too.
Thank you.